A firing range on the outskirts of Kabul. This is where new Afghan recruits get basic training drills before they join their units. In a move to reverse the tide in the country and the growing influence of the Taliban, Afghan government and NATO are in a race against time to beef up the army and provide it with all necessary means to stand on its own. Over the past 7 years, billions of dollars were invested to turn these recruits into professional warriors, fighters ready to defeat the Taliban. Now the NATO mentors are saying forging a very powerful and reliable Afghan army was not a success story. Beset by low morale, desertions and a continued lack of discipline, the Afghan army has failed to properly assume security responsibilities, and that gap is still being filled by ISAF in the war against the Taliban and Al-Qaeda.
Well, I wouldn't say we failed, but I think we've had some serious challenges in that this was an economy of force theater versus the Iraq theater, which was the main effort. That's recently shifted, so now we're the main effort, and you're seeing, as the recent decision to send additional troops here, as an indicator that we're going to focus on this theater now to solve this problem.
But for the Afghan army to take control, it has to recruit thousands of people prepared to die for their country. This has been the main Achilles heel of the Afghan army, a very outdated air force with a limited number of old Soviet-era helicopters. But the man in charge of training the Afghan Air Force believes things are getting better.
Currently there's 46 aircraft here, hoping to build well over 100 aircraft for them with a mix of rotary wing as well as fixed wing aircraft. The Air Corps is also building out personnel-wise. Currently they have close to 3,000 that are in the Air Corps, with a planned build of getting over 8,000 in support of the overall build for Afghanistan International Security Forces.
Afghan Air Force officers have been lobbying for fighter jets to launch attacks against the Taliban, demands which so far have been ignored.
Everybody knows that during communist rule, our Air Force was very well equipped. We had different kind of planes, modern fighter jets and lot of helicopters. We were equal to our neighbors in terms of Air Force capabilities. Now we only have transport planes. Hopefully we'll get better.
NATO commanders hope that an eventual strong and reliable Afghan army will convince an increasingly skeptical international community to continue their commitment to the country. Hashem Ahelbarra, Al Jazeera, Kabul.